then, though you are evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your Father in heaven give good gifts to those who ask him? Matthew 7:11. Hi everybody, welcome to the final episode of Musical English. Today, for our final episode, we are going to be talking about, again, one of my favorite musicals, Miss Saigon. And the song we're focusing on today is I Give My Life for You. Let's get started! First, we're going to talk about the musical. Miss Saigon is a musical that takes place during the Vietnam War, with a tragic twist that was influenced by the opera Madame Butterfly. Miss Saigon is also a love story between an American soldier and a Vietnamese woman during the Vietnam War. Many years after leaving Vietnam, Chris, the American soldier, tries to search for his wife Kim, whom he had met during the war. He returns to Vietnam to find her, but fails and returns to America. He's confused by the clash of values and responsibilities, such as his new life and new wife in America. Also, before we go on, let's try to remember the Bible verse for today. Matthew 7:11. If you then, though you are evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your Father in heaven give good gifts to those who ask him? Let's try to meditate on this verse and try to interpret it in our own way during the rest of this video.
If you then, though you are evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your Father in heaven give good gifts to those who ask him? Matthew 7:11.
So what is your takeaway on this verse?
Actually, here God is showing off himself.
Yeah.
He's trying to show how great he is. And he's like, us as human beings, even these non-believers and everything, they are so protective to their children.
Yeah.
You cannot go and just poke your eye on someone's child or do something bad to someone's child.
Please don't.
They will take you somewhere really bad.
Yeah.
Hey, my child! Something like that. They're so protective, the parents. They can do anything that is related to their kids.
Yeah.
Now the Bible is telling us, now imagine God. He even created us,
Yeah.
He just didn't give birth to us. No.
Yeah.
He created us on how he wants, I think this is more beautiful when it is here. I think this is, he took his time to do that. And God, when he was creating the world, he used only word of mouth. Be night, be day, like that. But when it came to human being, he did by his hands.
Yeah.
He created what he wanted. So that shows that if you ask him anything that you want, God will grant it. But you must be patient enough. You must put that consistency. Sometimes you ask God, today I have received you. Please give me this. God might be confused. Yeah. You just came today. There is a long queue. There's a long queue of this. So God has to give you time to show how patient you are, how much you keep his law, how much you long to know him better. And I'm telling you, when you reach there, you're going to do that. I'm not saying that because I am better. No, I am also struggling to know God. But all of us together, we have to put that effort. And we should be comforted by these verses that if we call unto him, he will definitely answer us and he will definitely give us great gifts. And he created us and he has good plans for us. And it's a promise that he will do that for us.
How can it be an inspiration to us day to day?
It is an inspiration that God keeps his promises. We are God's children. So there is that. We should boast ourselves around, I am a king. I'm a king because my father is a king. You are inheriting this one. Imagine, my dad created this world. God is my father.
How does this verse relate to Miss Saigon the musical?
주인공 킴이 아들을 위해서 어떤 일이든 닥치지 않고 해요. 그 킴도 결국 고난과 역경을 버티는 힘은 아들이 아닌가. 하나님이 주시는 저희의 사랑이 빗댈 수는 없겠지만 부모의 사랑도 거기에 비슷하다고 하니까 그거를 좀 생각을 하면서 연기를 하면 좋지 않을까 생각을 했습니다.
Now let's talk about the song. In the song, I'd Give My Life for You, the main character, Kim, declares a promise for her son, that she would give her life for him. And in the lyrics, you can see how Kim would sacrifice her life for her son, and this acts as a foreshadow of her sacrifice for her son in the second act. And the beautiful melody creates a contrast to the tragic reality reflected in the lyrics. And to accentuate such a contrast, the singers recommended to use a direct and emotional sound with a chest voice, like how the original singer Leah Salonga sings it. It is a love story with a tragic twist, and the music moves everybody. We're going to be listening to the Leah Salonga version of this song on YouTube, so I recommend that you take a listen. Moving on to some phrases and expressions in the lyrics. The first expression we're learning today is as blank as one can. As blank as one can. You can fill in the blank with something else. As blank as one can is a phrase that is used to show how much of something you can do. It is also an expression used to reflect the amount of something that is happening. For example, in the lyrics, Kim sings asking as little as you can, which implies that her son, who she's talking about, does not ask for much. He asks for little. Asking as little as you can. You can also use this phrase in the opposite way when you say as much as you can. For example, if you say as much as you can in a sentence like, do as much homework as you can, it means to do the most amount of homework you can possibly do. So as blank as you can, as fast as you can, the fastest that you can possibly do. As slow as you can, the slowest you can possibly do. Does that make sense? All right, then moving on to the second phrase, as long as. As long as. In this context, in the song, as long as means provided that. Provided that. So the lyrics say, as long as you can have your chance, I swear I'll give my life for you. So provided that you have your chance, I'll give my life for you. If it means you can have your chance, I'll give my life for you. Another example of this phrase would be this. As long as I get my 1 month vacation, I don't mind working extra hours this week. So as long as I get my 1 month vacation, which means provided that I get a 1 month vacation, as long as I get it, I'm fine with working extra. Does that make sense? The third expression we are learning is as well as. As well as. And in this context, this phrase means in addition to or to, T-O-O. Also, as well as. I love strawberry as well as chocolate. I love vanilla as well as banana. Moving on to some vocabulary words. The first vocabulary word we're learning is cradle. Cradle. And there are two definitions of this. The first one is an infant's bed or crib. It's where a baby sleeps. The second definition of cradle is to hold gently and protectively, like a mother cradles her baby. In the lyrics, the word cradle is used like this. You who I cradled in my arms. You who I cradled in my arms. And it's Kim talking about her son. The second word we're learning today is reach for. To reach for. And it means an act of reaching out with one's arm. To reach for. In the lyrics, Kim sings, sometimes I wake up reaching for him. Sometimes I wake up reaching for him. She's reaching for her love, Chris. The next vocab word is make sure. To make sure. This means to establish that something is definitely so. It means to confirm, to make sure. And in the song, To make sure is used like this. To make sure you're not hurt again, I swear I'd give my life for you. To make sure you're not hurt again. To confirm, to make sure, to establish that this is so. To establish that you're not hurt again, I'd give my life for you. The next vocab word is grant. Grant. And this means to agree to give or allow to. That means I agree to give or I allow to. I grant you. And this word is used in the lyrics like this. You can choose whatever heaven grants. You can choose whatever heaven grants. This means that you can choose whatever heaven allows you to. And lastly, the word conquer. Conquer. This means to successfully overcome. Usually a problem or a weakness. You're defeating something. You successfully overcome it. You conquer it. In the lyrics, they use the word like this. I'll give you a world to conquer when you're grown. This is Kim singing to her son. I'll give you a world that you can conquer, that you can successfully overcome when you're grown. Okay, now that we learned some phrases and terms, it's time for a quiz. Number 1, fill in the blank using a phrase. Hit the ball, blank, you can. Hit the ball, blank, you can. 3 words. The answer is hit the ball as hard as you can. You hit it as hard as you can. The next question is fill in the blank with a vocabulary word. I'm sorry for asking too many questions, but I just wanted to blank that I have reserved 3 tickets for the show. I'm sorry for asking too many questions, but I just want to blank that I have reserved 3 tickets for the show. What goes in the blank? If you guessed make sure, then you are correct. I'm sorry for asking too many questions, but I just want to make sure that I have reserved 3 tickets for the show, which means I just want to confirm. I just want to check again that I have reserved 3 tickets for the show. Very good. And lastly, fill in the blank. The mother blanked her baby gently in her arms while singing a lullaby. The mother blanked her baby gently in her arms while singing a lullaby. What goes in the blank? The answer is cradled. The past tense of cradle, cradled. The mother cradled her baby gently in her arms while singing a lullaby, meaning the mother rocked her baby gently in her arms. All right, how did you guys do? I hope you guys did well. And this is the end of this episode as well as this musical English series. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you learned from this episode about Miss Saigon, about the song I Give My Life for You, and from this whole process, I hope you learned a lot about musicals as well as some English terms and expressions. Thank you so much for watching and take care. Goodbye.